Thank you. Zoning Board of Adjustment meeting will please come to order. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided in the following ways. Notice published in the Courier News, notice posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building, notice made available to the township clerk, notice sent to the Courier News and the Star Ledger. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Weissman?
Here.
Mr. Tillery? Jeff's here.
I see him. He's muted.
Here.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Mr. Patel?
Here.
Mr. Reggio?
Here.
Mr. Blount? Mr. Mitterondo? Mr. Ellie is out. Chairman Cahill?
Here. Well, everyone please stand for a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Mr. Keneally, are there any changes to tonight's agenda?
There are no changes that I'm aware of.
Okay, let's proceed. Going to start with 26-ZB-22V, Christopher George.
Is Christopher George present? Is Christopher George present?
He's here. He's trying to unmute.
Okay.
You got
Yes, present.
Mr. George, I need to swear you in. Could you raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down and explain to the board why you're here, please.
I applied for a variance. I have an existing pool that was put in about 20 years ago on our property, and we're in the process of selling the property. And I had found out that this pool was installed without permits, and I let the authorities know on that. Joe Hoff, I did write a letter to Joe and explain the situation, but the pool is about 34 inches too close to the property line. So I needed that 10 feet. It has to be away from the rear of the property line, but it's about 7'2".
Okay, Jonathan, can we clear up this a little bit?
Yes, certainly. So just to clarify, Mr. George, the pool was installed 20 years ago. You were the owner at that time?
I was not.
You were not. Okay. And can you tell us the condition of the existing shed that's located too close to the property line?
Yeah, the shed is on the property line. That was installed in about 2022. Yeah, it's set right up to the property line in a fenced-in backyard.
Good condition, needs to be repaired, replaced. What's your opinion?
Oh no, it's in great shape. It's pretty new. It was brand new. It's one of those lifetime vinyl sheds. It's on a wooden platform, and it's in good shape.
Okay, I think Mr. Cahill, if we could get some sort of agreement with the buyer of the home that if the pool needs to be replaced, it needs to be relocated in a conforming location, as well as the shed.
Okay. I think that's reasonable.
That's all our comments.
Okay. Mr. Keneally, can we make that part of the approval?
Yes, we can include that as a condition of the approval.
Okay. Any other board members have any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'm going to open it to the public. Anyone in the public have any comments or questions about this application?
No one, Chairman.
Okay. Close the public portion. I'd make a motion to approve this application with the restrictions that Jonathan mentioned. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Roll call. Mr. Weissman?
Yes.
Mr. Tillery?
Yes.
Mr. Patel?
Yes.
Mr. Reggio?
Yes.
And Chairman Cahill?
Yes.
Mr. George, your application's been approved. We'll memorialize this in a written document at our next meeting. You don't need to be present for that. We'll mail that document to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Have a
it.
good evening, sir.
Have a good night.
Item number 7, 26-ZB-15V, Harold Israel.
Present.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
It's been a couple of weeks. I understand you didn't have the opportunity to converse with Jonathan about some alternative plans for the fence.
We had the opportunity to exchange emails.
Okay.
Uh,
In the next 2 weeks, if I was to put this off for another vote in 2 weeks, would you have an opportunity to talk to him during business hours?
I did propose a date that I'll be available, which is the 19th. But the 19th was before tonight.
Okay. I think, are we off on Juneteenth there, Jonathan?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's not going to work out for you either.
Right.
Well, what about any time after that, the 19th?
Probably June 29th.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Monday.
Jonathan, you have to check your schedule. Maybe you could convert.
Yeah,
to
I
him.
got it in front of me right now. I'm just checking. 29th, Monday the 29th, I'm available all day.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's make a plan for you two to get together and talk and explain the options that we have at this point, and then we'll settle it for the. How many meetings are in July, Laura?
1.
And what date is that?
The 9th, I believe.
Okay, so we could
July
possibly
9th.
July 9th?
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's good on time. He won't need an extension, so we could do July 9th.
Perfect. Okay, so Mr. Israel, set up an appointment with Jonathan for the 29th. Try and iron it out, and then on July 9th, we'll convene again and vote to see how we're going
Yeah,
to
no
proceed.
further notice.
Anyone here on the Israel application is being carried to July 9th with no further notice by the applicant. The only notice you're receiving is this announcement here tonight.
Okay. Hopefully we can get this resolved. Thank you, Mr. Israel. Have a good evening.
I thank you. Take care. Have a good night.
Let's move on to item number 826-ZB-08V. Marie Pre Tower. I knew I ruined
Mr.
that.
Arch, are you present?
Yes, good evening. Tim Arch, attorney licensed in the state of New Jersey here, representing the applicant, filling in for David Prasad, who actually had his first child a couple weeks ago. So
Oh, tell him congratulations.
I will. It actually said its first word. You know what it was?
I gotta guess it's a lawyer joke.
Approval.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a curse word on this board.
It's an omen, I know. So anyway, I'm here for, let me get my script up. I am here for 41 Chicago Boulevard, block 3003, lot 17. This is an application that's gone through several iterations with your staff. We're proposing a single family house on an undersized lot. We've made a couple different submissions, and with working with the staff, we were able to sort of dial back the size of the home, and we've been able to eliminate all variances, all bulk variances as they relate to the home. The only variances that we are seeking are those that are created by the undersized lot. And so that is lot frontage, width, and lot area. Those are existing. There's really nothing we can do to make the lot larger. The surrounding lots are all fully developed. And they're actually slightly non-conforming on either side. So if we were to propose to take a portion of that, it would only exacerbate a non-conformity to the left or to the right of ours. And so short of that, there's really nothing that we can do to make the lot larger. So what we are proposing is a fully conforming single family home. And despite the smaller lot size, we've designed it to fit all the bulk standards and setbacks, including height. We do have the following reports: a DPW report dated 4/17/26. We totally agree with the DPW report. And then we have a tri-party staff report that was last revised on June 2nd, 2026. It consisted of 4 points. We agree with all of those with the exception of number 3. However, subsequent to the report being issued, I did have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Herrera, to Dawn, and to Jonathan. And actually, my understanding is that point 3 is now going to be eliminated. That was a prohibition on having a basement. I was able to provide some additional reports, soil bore, water table testing, and my understanding is that the township staff does agree that a basement would be appropriate now for this spot. So I believe that comment is removed. There was also another comment that I had an opportunity to speak with, who I'm going to call the newly appointed borough architect, Mr. Clarkin, as to the height of the home, and we are agreeing, given the fact that this is an undersized lot, and we don't want to have the home be too overbearing. We're going to limit the maximum height to 25, even though we can go up to 35 within the zone. So we're going to do that as sort of a recognition that it is an undersized lot, and we don't want any additional massing or appearance. So with that said, I do have one witness tonight, unless there's any preliminary questions for me. I do have one witness tonight, and that's Mr. Mike Bignell. He is both an engineer and a planner, although we probably aren't going to have too much engineering testimony. We'll probably just focus on the planning, but he's available for to be sworn in.
Good evening, board members.
Good evening. Could you raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony you're about to give should be the truth?
I do.
Thank
Yes.
you. Your name and address, please.
Mike Bignell. I work at Daystar Engineering. The engineering company address is 31 Clyde Road, Somerset, New Jersey. Would you like my home address as well, or no?
No, that's fine.
Okay. I am a licensed professional engineer and planner in the state of New Jersey. Both of my licenses are active and in good standing. I'm also a certified municipal engineer, and I graduated from Rutgers School of Engineering in 2013.
Mr. Arch, please proceed.
Okay. Mr. Bignell, just to confirm everything I said in my introduction, you agree that was correct?
Yes, everything was correct.
Okay, and so the only nonconformity is really related to the existing lot, having it be undersized, which affects the width, the frontage, and the overall area, correct?
That is correct. There are no variances requested for any setback relief or anything like that.
Okay. And so I'm essentially going to let you go and focus on essentially what the planning justifications are for what we're proposing today.
Awesome. All right. So as the board is aware, the property is located within the R10 zone, where a minimum lot area of 10,000 square feet, a minimum lot width of 100 feet, and a minimum lot frontage of 100 feet are required. The subject property is an existing lot containing approximately 6,533.87 square feet of lot area, with approximately 50 feet of lot frontage and 50 feet of lot width. As a result, variance relief is required for the lot area, lot width, and lot frontage, as Mr. Arch just said. I think it's important to recognize that these are deficiencies that aren't being created by the applicant. They were longstanding conditions inherent to the property itself, and the applicant did not subdivide the lot or otherwise create these nonconformities. The applicant is proposing a single-family detached dwelling, which is a permitted principal use within the R10 zone. As Mr. Arch and I mentioned before, despite the substantial dimensional deficiencies associated with the lot itself, the applicant has been able to design a home that complies with all of the remaining bulk requirements of the ordinance, as well as limiting the height to be more in line with the surrounding houses in the neighborhood. The only variances that the board need to grant relate to the existing lot characteristics themselves. In my professional opinion, the positive criteria can be satisfied pursuant to both a C1 hardship analysis and alternatively under a C2 flexible C variance analysis. Under the C1 analysis, the hardship arises from the physical characteristics of the property. The lot contains only approximately 65% of the required lot area and only 50% of the required lot width and frontage. These are extraordinary physical conditions unique to the property that were not created by the applicant. Strict application of the ordinance would create practical difficulties in developing the property for the very residential use contemplated by the zoning district. The hardship therefore stems from the existing lot configuration and not from any action by the applicant. Alternatively, I believe the positive criteria can also be satisfied under a C2 analysis. The proposal advances several purposes of the municipal land use law, by promoting the appropriate use of land, encouraging development consistent with the surrounding residential neighborhood, and allowing an existing residential lot to be put to productive use with a permitted single-family dwelling. I reviewed the surrounding neighborhood and the township tax maps. Based upon that review, I observed there are several nearby properties along Chicago Avenue that appear to possess lot areas and lot widths that are smaller than those currently required by the ordinance. There are at least 2 other lots that are deficient in lot area and at least 3 other lots that are deficient in lot width. And that's just all within the same block alongside the property side of Chicago Ave. While I have not completed a complete zoning analysis of every property in the area, the review demonstrates that the subject property is not an isolated anomaly, but rather reflects an established residential development pattern within this portion of the township. Accordingly, approval of the requested variances would not introduce a new development pattern or alter the character of the neighborhood. Turning to the negative criteria, it's my opinion that the requested variances can be granted without substantial detriment to the public good. The proposed use is a single-family detached residence, which is exactly the type of development contemplated within the R10 zone. The dwelling has been designed to comply with the applicable setback requirements, height requirements, and other bulk regulations. As a result, I don't anticipate any substantial adverse impacts relating to light, air, open space, privacy, traffic, public services, drainage, or neighborhood character. It is my opinion that the requested variances can be granted without substantial impairment of the intent and purpose of the zone plan and zoning ordinance. The board is not being asked to permit a prohibited use. Rather, we're requesting the board allow us to construct a permitted single-family residential use on an existing undersized lot. The proposed development remains consistent with the residential planning objectives of the R10 zone and the township master plan. The requested relief simply recognizes the reality that the existing lot is undersized and predates the current zoning standards. Based upon all of that, it's my professional opinion that the positive and negative criteria have been satisfied and that the requested lot area, lot width, and lot frontage variances can be granted without substantial detriment to the public good and without substantial impairment of the intent and purpose of the zone plan and zoning ordinance. Accordingly, I recommend that the board approve the application. That's all I got. Thank you guys very much.
Well, let me see if anybody on the board has any questions for you, Mr. Bignell, before we let you go.
No problem.
Jonathan, anything you want to throw on top of this?
I don't have any questions. I think staff has a few conditions they'd like to apply. Should this be granted this evening?
Okay.
I know that we spoke previously with staff. We are proposing a seepage pit that the roof leaders and some pumps will connect to. So there shouldn't be any drainage concerns on that. But if we were very happy to work with the town, if they want something different or something changed, we're very happy to work with them and make sure they're satisfied.
Thank you, sir. Tim, you have anything to add?
I'm sure that we'll agree with whatever the conditions Mr. Misrahi is going to indicate. If he wants to just put those on the record, I can just quickly indicate that whether there's any issues with any of those.
Okay. No other members of the board have any questions? I'm going to open it to the public.
Steve, no, I do. Steve Weissman.
Go ahead, Steve.
The expert just now said that there are other houses that have also been built on undersized lots. I'm curious, this is a 35% differential. Are the other ones that you mentioned also in that range?
They weren't quite as substantial, but they were undersized compared to the zoning standards of 10,000 square feet, 100 feet, and 100 feet. There were some, I don't have the tax map directly in front of me right now, but I believe there was one in the 75 range for lot frontage, so it varies.
You good, Steve?
I understand the answer. Jonathan, are you familiar with that area? How does this compare with the other smaller lots?
I would say the proposed changes and the comment on the reduced height would make a structure of 25 feet in line with the other heights of the buildings in that area. There's a lot of Cape Cods, ranches, 1.5 story structures. It is exactly like what Mr. Bicknell said. It is definitely a very small lot for the zone.
Mr. Weissman, the case law on undersized lots is the applicant has to try and obtain land to make it a conforming lot. In this case, there is no adjacent land available because the other lots are developed. So that creates a hardship for the applicant, and the hardship merits variance relief regardless of the size of the lot.
I understand.
Thank you, Steve.
No other question.
Okay. Any other members of the board? Not hearing none. I'm going to open it up to the public.
No one, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. close the public portion, and I would make a,
Sean,
Before you do that, I believe that Jonathan.
well, you've got to
wants add a
outline
couple
it,
of
Jonathan.
conditions.
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
thank you. I just want to make sure there will be no discharge of the sump pump or the roof leaders into the right of way. 100% of site drainage will be managed through the seepage pit.
Yes, I can confirm. The seepage pits proposed in the rear yard, and all of the roof leaders and sump pumps will be tied directly into that. So there'll be no discharge into the right of way or into any of the storm sewer.
Great. If the board moves forward tonight, we would like a revised set of architecturals confirming that height of 25 feet, as well as an opportunity for staff to review the design.
Absolutely, we
And
can agree with that.
a note on the plan along the lines of the staff report item 4 with the broken sidewalks and curbs.
Yes, we would agree to that as well. That was one of the things we did not take issue with. We will replace all broken curb and sidewalk.
That's everything I.
Thank you,
everything I
Jonathan, for adding that to the record. Okay,
Yep.
now I'll make a motion to approve the application with those caveats. Can I get a second?
Okay.
Mr. Tillery.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mr. Weissman,
Yes.
Mr. Tillery,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Mr. Reggio,
Yes.
and Chairman Cahill.
Yes.
Mr. Arch, we will memorialize this at our next meeting and send a copy to you.
Thank you very much. Everybody have a wonderful evening.
You too, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciated being here tonight. Hope everyone has a great night.
Take care.
You too.
Item number 9, adoption of resolutions from the regular meeting of May 28, 2026.
First resolution is Angeline Mappa, which you voted to approve. Mr. Weissman,
Yes.
Mr. Tillery,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Mr. Oreggio,
Yes.
Mr. Mitterondo, Chairman Cahill.
Yes.
Next is Christopher Iris, which you voted to approve. Mr. Weissman,
Yes.
Mr. Tillery,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Mr. Oreggio,
Yes.
Mr. Mitterondo, Chairman Cahill.
Yes.
Those are all the resolutions for this evening.
Item number 10, adoption of the minutes from the regular meeting of May 28, 2026. All in favor, say aye.
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 Item number 11, adjournment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good night, everybody. Sorry it was a
Good
long.
See you in 2 weeks. Thanks,
Let's
everyone.
go
Couple of
next.
weeks.
Let's go
Thank
next.
you.
Good night.